Hey, good morning. It's July 16th, 2022. I'm going to be taking out this 1966 Mercedes-Benz 230 Fintail out for a quick drive, show you how it performs on the open road. Car is all original. It's an unrestored Survivor, and it runs and drives as nice as it looks, which you shall see shortly. It's a carbureted car. It's got dual Solex carburetors. So that's your choke. You usually have to pull the choke. It starts up every time. Occasionally you got to play with the choke a little bit. It may take you 10-15 seconds to get the car started, which is not unusual for an older carbureted car. But never once did we ever have the car not start for us. It runs, it idles it's like a Singer sewing machine. It idles so smooth. All your gauges work. I showed in my last video the defroster works, your Blaupunk radio,
the cost-benefit analysis
works. The clock keeps time. Glove box is really nice. But, all the windows go up and down real smooth. And we are going to take it out. I mean, it was idling a little high, which is common on these cars. Once they warm up a little bit, it should come down. Very smooth transmission. We purchased this car out of an estate from the second owner. We bought it from the family of the second owner. And, we did nothing to this car mechanically, and we'll probably have all the fluids and filters gone through, but you can see it runs and drives. I mean, it tracks beautifully. The suspension is fantastic. The brakes are excellent. Everything works on the car. Not a lot to brake. I mean, the car doesn't have AC. That's why the windows are open. It's pretty close to 90 degrees today, and it's a very humid day here in New Jersey. So I'll probably shoot another drive video with all the windows closed. Or maybe I'll just pull over, stop the car, close all the windows so you can hear the car, how it sounds inside the cabin. Like I said in my walk around video, all the weather seals are in beautiful condition on this car. Blinker works great. I'll pull over in a few minutes. I'll close all the windows and give you my sauna drive video. It's a hot day today. It's really nice with the windows open. It's getting a nice breeze. Position the side window. All the windows operate beautifully. The manual crank windows go up smooth. Down. Cosmetically, I've never seen one like this. Over the last 25 years, I've had a handful of these cars. Nothing even close as far as condition as this one. Definitely the best W210 Fintail I've ever seen, cosmetically as well as mechanically. This is the way we got the car. It's obvious that the previous owner really took exceptional care of this car, especially being a carbureted car. These carburetors had to have been rebuilt fairly recently too. I mean, the way it runs. I'll close the windows now this way. See how fast they go up. I mean, they crank beautifully. right, we'll shoot the rest of this drive video. The rest of the drive video we'll shoot with the windows closed. See even the lights work. So if you notice sweat forming on my face, it's because it is a very warm and humid day. A little overcast, thank God, but it's hot. Okay, let me show you how it accelerates. Nice smooth shifts. Probably one of the coolest clusters that Mercedes-Benz ever put in the car. You got the vertical mile per hour gauge that goes up. It's really cool. If you can see it that well from that angle. The bright work in the dash. I mean, this is a really special car. The MB text is spectacular. I noticed I was taking photos underneath the car yesterday. We haven't had a chance to get it on a lift yet. And I noticed it's got Bilstein shocks, which is nice. You can see the way the car shifts and drives. The tires are, I believe 2013, 2014 date codes. Show no dry rot, no flat spotting. Push it a little bit here. Smooth running and driving car, very tight. I mean, the suspension is fantastic in this car. I'm starting to sweat a little. It's definitely warm in this car. So I mean, the car doesn't have AC, doesn't have power windows, doesn't have a sunroof. So it's not highly optioned. But in the same breath, where do you find this car? I mean, I think of cars that I've found in the last 10 years that really are going to stick with me. I think of the 73 280 SC, the green car that I sold on Bring a Trailer. My son actually found that car. That was one that I'll never forget. It was so beautiful. The 1980 300 SD that Christy Costanzo and myself Bring a Trailer just a few short months ago. That was a very, very special car. About 15 years ago, I had a 6,000 mile 89 560 SL. It was a one-owner car that was absolutely immaculate. One owner. It was a female who owned that car, and I'll tell you, she took amazing care of it. It was literally like brand new. So that, you know, there's certain cars that you know you're never going to forget because you're always going to think back and say, what was some of my favorite cars that I've ever found. This car makes the list, and it's very high on that list. You know, it's not a 300 SL, it's not a 6.3 or 3.5 convertible, or 280 SL Pagoda, but it's very high on my list because I've never ever seen such a nice 1966 230. And what's great about it is cosmetically it's amazing. I mean, even the seats, I mean, they're firm. There's no horsehair degradation whatsoever. mechanically, it's right at about 60 miles an hour now. And the car tracks beautifully. Brakes are excellent. Just a really, really nice car. And, I'm going to be putting this car, excuse the sweat, be putting this car up for auction on Bring a Trailer, and we're gonna put it up with no reserve, and someone's going to get a very special car. And during the week of the auction, if anyone wants to come out and see it, you're more than welcome to. If you want to send out a third party to inspect it, once again, more than welcome to. The car has 32,732 miles, and the odometer works perfectly, as well as all the gauges, the clock, radio. So if you want to come out and say, Dean, you know, what makes you think that this is a true mileage car? Guess what? I don't have documentation. But what I do have is 25 years of buying and selling vintage Mercedes-Benz cars, and I kind of have a feeling of when a car is not what you think it is. So this is my opinion of the car. I think this car has 32,732 miles. And if you don't think that this car is true mileage, don't bid on it. Don't buy it. If you're on the fence and you're still skeptical, send somebody out to inspect it who really knows these cars. I guarantee you they're going to be very impressed, and they're going to share the same opinion that I have of this car. And that's it. So this car will be coming up for auction on Bring a Trailer with no reserve. And somebody's going to be getting a really special car. So I want to wish everyone the best of luck.